Good afternoon, friends. Myself Naneshwar Wagmare. Today we are discussing about the maintenance procedure and the working of any two high pressure boiler. Firstly, we will discuss about the maintenance procedure of the lament boiler. There is the figure as shown in this representation on the PPT. Firstly, we will discuss about the components of that lament boilers. Firstly is the blower, then air filter, then feed pump, economizer, water stream separator drum, evaporator, radiant evaporator. These are the parts of that lament boiler, and that parts are fed or mounted inside the boilers in which a closed vessel. We are discuss about the working of that lament boiler. Firstly, the atmospheric air which are sucked or sucked inside the blower and passing out the air preheater where the flue gases waste flue gases flowing outside the combustion outside the boiler before it can be used for the preheating the air. That preheating air is used for the uh, that preheated air is supplied to the combustion chamber where the fuel that flue gases is uh, produced help to the combustion of the coal. Then the feed water is that time the feed water is supplied by the feed pump to the economizer is devised to increase the efficiency of boiler. That means the feed water is comes throughout the economizer where the flue gas is surrounding them, and that the feed water is converted into a saturated steam. That means saturated normally normal type steam. That saturated steam is supplied to the water steam separated drum, where the water steam separated drum, where upper side is the steam and lower side is the water. That upper steam is that upper portion of the water stream separated drum steam is supplied to the superheater where the saturated steam is converted into superheated steam, and then the water is after supplied by using the feed pump to the radiant evaporator where the water is converted into radiant type of the saturated steam where the converting evaporated to supply the radiant evaporated saturated steam where the convective evaporated convert the saturated mostly saturated steam. That process is continuously doing. This is the detailed working of the lament boiler. Then we are discuss about the Bunsen boiler. The Bunsen boiler, there is a figure is shown on the behinds on the PPT. The Bunsen boiler, the Bunsen boiler in which the that Bunsen boiler is high pressure boiler, high pressure for circulation water tube boiler, in which the difference between a Lambert boiler and Loeffler boiler, that Lament boiler and Bunsen virus is a similar difference, that is the water steam separated drum that cannot be used on Bunsen boiler. Here we are discuss about the parts of the Bunsen boilers: the blower, air preheater, feed pump, economizer, radiant evaporator, convective evaporator, and superheater. These are the totally parts of the Bunsen boiler. So we are discuss about the working of that Bunsen boiler. Firstly, the air is flowing from the blower. Then the blower pass out the air to the air preheater, where the hot flue gases around the air preheater, where the atmospheric air is converted into high pressure, high temperature air. That preheated air is supplied to the combustion chamber where it can help to the produce the heat on on the coal by from the coal or combustion for a coal. Then that time the feed water is supplied by using the feed pump to the economizer. Normally economizer used for the increasing efficiency of the boilers. There is a water is heated by the flue gases, and that saturated steam is supplied to the radiant evaporator where the normal 50% of the steam and 50% of the air that can be converted into saturated steam. That means 90 to 70% of the steam, that 90 to 70% of the saturated steam after supplied to the condenser evaporator, where that steam is converted into 90% saturated steam. After that saturated steam is supplied to the superheater, where the 100% or 99% of the superheated steam is generated. That superheated steam is stored, or it can be used to supply to the prime mover. That's mean the steam turbine, where the steam is supplied on the turbine and energy is generating by using the generator. This is the total working of the Munson boiler. Now we are discuss about the maintenance procedure of the high pressure boiler. Firstly, we are discussing the check the wall water gauge. That's mean the wall water gauge, which will decide the how many water is fed inside the boiler, and how much water is less, or how much water is required to boiler to produce the steam. Then clean the water gauge. That's mean the overall time water gauge class become a clodis strain, which could be distraught regarding of the cleaning or even all replacement of the gases or gauge glasses may be performed during a turnation. Test of fuel cutoff features. That means the fuel cutoff features automatically stop fuel for the entering the boiler if the water level drops to low. This is an extremely important safety features and should be carefully tested by the qualified technicians during the boiler expansion. Check the water treatment statement systems. The water treatment systems removes the impurities that could result in a corrosion or C-dimension buildup if left unchecked thoroughly. Check the maintain these systems, improve the boiler efficiency and reduce the risk breakdown. Thank you for the watching the video.